Hello. How was your weekend? I had an interesting one. Quite the interesting one. Sort of. My weekends usually aren't that interesting, but yeah. There are occasions where interesting things do happen. There might be a little doodling today, maybe. I kind of just want to yap. But we'll get there when everybody's like more eager to yap. still waiting to yap around. Find out. Not really. Hello! Mercury! I just came back from listening to Turn On Tune in Cop Out by Freak Power. Play that song again by Rio Kawasaki and Cosmic Girl by Jamie Roque. I listened to those songs to get ready for the 90s party that's coming for Chinese New Year. Hey! Nice! Nice. Hello, Yapping! Marcus! Yapping is best yapping. Also, what was the gift from the start? You mean this? I told you I was crying over robots last night. Case in point, this guy. I was watching Pluto, like, over the weekend, and, if I had a nickel for every time I cried over a robot that looked like a dead kid, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Yeah, 90s have a lot of great songs, although not as much as the 70s and 80s. I do like the 90s. I don't remember the 2003 Astro Boy looking like that. Their new one. It was on Netflix, surprisingly. Although they are redoing Astro Boy again. It's a 3D one again this time, but Pluto is 2D animated. I was almost crying. First of all, I wasn't expecting every episode to be like almost an hour long, but that was a nice surprise. Last time that happened, I was watching Hellsing Ultimate. The superior Hellsing. Yes, the 90s is a great decade for digital technology, EDM, and house. Hey. Astro Boy started in 1959 as a live-action movie and then anime in 1963. Was it also a Tezuka, manga? I know it's been through like a lot. It's very iconic in history, and I only saw that 2009 animated movie when I was younger. But like I've known of Astro Boy for like ever. Well, remember that the 90s had the Disney Renaissance and Dog Bluth music, which are both objectively peak, as is Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt is amazing. I have it on VHS actually, now that I think about it. I think if I look through all the old VHSs, if I find them, it might be in there. Also, Astro Boy 2003 opening. Yeah, I know of the 2003 one. I think I saw a little bit of the 2003 one as well. I only enjoyed the Eurodance as suggested in the 90s. Nice. Pretty sure Tezuka was the OG creator of Astro Boy, if I understand. Yeah, because I know that a lot of Tezuka's stuff was like Disney inspired. Do you have Joseph King of Dreams too? I think so. I've seen what the cover for that looks like, and I think we have that as well. I know we have a bunch. We don't have a lot of VeggieTales VHSs, but we have some of those and some DVDs. Yeah, it's weird to think about. It's weird to think about the Disney-esque kind of inspiration in the early manga scene, because by that logic, Pinocchio is like the prototype for the cute boy archetype. It's weird to think about. But I see the similarities. And then the Pluto anime definitely spells it out too. But that was for a different reason. Yeah, Disney-inspired anime, especially in the 50s and 60s. Yeah. The East and West are always inspiring each other. I think some of the Impressionist movement and like art history was also inspired by like the East as well. Like there's a lot of back and forth between the two sides. Always inspiring each other. Pinocchio, what about Dopey? He's a man. Dopey is a man. He's just a dwarf. Adriana, bestie, hello. We're yapping today. Topic of conversation is Astro Boy because I watched some Astro Boy anime last night and I was crying. Dopey, Pinocchio also. The weird connections. Well, they're not that weird, but it's more like funny to think about how a lot of that early 50s and 60s anime aesthetic was very Disney inspired. Also, Disney probably ripped off of 1960s anime and when making The Lion King, the anime in question being Kimba the White Lion. I think there's been a few people who debunked that, actually. Because that, again, Kimba is a series. And there's a lot going on there. It could have just been like a subconscious thing by one of the people working on it, but I'm pretty sure there was no real, like, solid evidence that it was trying to copy that. I got the golden goose in Dreamlight Valley, nice! I still have not. I'm sad. I haven't done it yet. I don't wake up early enough for it. The same thing with the Red Fox, in the Frosted Heights or whatever it was, the Frosted area. I can't get that one either. Astro Boy inspired a lot of anime creators. The Lion King ripped off Kimba the White Lion, but not completely ripped off because of the color and the direction of the story. Yeah, well, according to like the Lion King commentary stuff, it was always kind of pitched as Bambi in Africa, as well as having its plot similar to Macbeth or something. Or Hamlet. I think it was Hamlet. Its plot is supposed to be similar to Hamlet. It just ended up being a weird coincidence because probably somebody was thinking of Kimba the White Lion while working on it. Speaking of 60s anime, Speed Racer actually has one of the first good US dubs. Changing my mind. I only wake up early because my brother goes to school. Yeah, Speed Racer is mean too. I've seen some of that one as well. I'm familiar with that one's existence. Although my dad usually talks more about it because he's like, oh yeah, I remember watching that growing up. That car was so cool. It was Hamlet if we're talking about Lion King. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Because again, it was always kind of pitched like that. You could make arguments that most of the, like, not 90s, but like 2000s, late 90s is the DreamWorks and Pixar. I mean, the DreamWorks and Disney kind of movies that are similar to each other were kind of probably a result of people knowing about each other's projects after quitting or something and like making a better version of it. A Bug's Life and Ants is probably the best example of what I'm talking about, where it's like they have fairly similar plots, but they go in completely different directions. The only anime I liked as a kid was Sailor Moon. Nice. If I had to say what my first anime was, it was probably Pokemon or Kirby. One of the two. They were on around the same time when I was younger. But, like, I never really watched it because it was just on a Saturday morning, but I had, like, dance classes, so I never really saw much. I just always remember Team Rocket blasting off. That was, like, my only Pokemon memory. Because I didn't really play the games when I was younger. If you want to see for yourself, the entire Speed Racer is free online. Hey, something to watch. Gotta remember that. Remember, Shrek was one huge middle finger to Disney, and Farquaad was probably a parody of Michael Eisner because the DreamWorks CEO hated him. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. Apparently Tangled's direction was gonna be a little bit like Shrek during the early phases of planning, but then it's like, nah, we can't do that. I don't like it. We gotta be genuine, man. My first anime was Sailor Moon and Akazuki Cha-Cha. I vaguely remember that because my childhood is very unclear. Ah, interesting. Although I will say one of the first anime that I ever completed watching was Soul Eater. Because, like, I had gotten into the manga, and then I was like, I want to watch the anime, but I never finished the manga. So for a point in time, when I finished the Soul Eater anime, I was like, the ending wasn't that bad, but then I continued reading the manga, and I'm like, I see what people mean when they say the ending was kind of lacking. The ending for the anime Soul Eater is a little bit lacking, you know? It did feel kind of rushed. Also, speaking of late 90s animation, Quest for Camelot, anyone? I never saw that one. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I also watched Tokyo Ghoul as a kid. Oh, joy! I remember watching that one. I kind of wanted to read it, but I never really got the chance to. And I only saw the first season, and I was like, that was actually really good. I want to keep reading. And then, like, the second part of the anime was starting, and I was just like, I forgot everything. Yeah, I didn't have that one growing up. I didn't have Quest for Camelot. But I've heard good things. Very good things. And I've seen what it looks like, and it does look like something I'd enjoy. I just haven't had the time. Like, there's a lot of things where it's just like, I really need to watch this. But then I either forget to watch it, or I watch it sometime later when I'm just like, oh, hey, I remember that. I watch it. I'm not a 90s baby. Like, technically, I was born in the 90s, but, like, later, you know? So, like, I came off of the good end of, like, most of the 90s cartoons into the 2000s. Yeah. Oh, I have a random change of topic because this was funny. This happened over the weekend. It was Saturday, and my dad was kind of talking, and then he was like, oh yeah, you ever heard of Action Park? I didn't realize how terrible that place was when I was a kid. He's like, he figured it out. It was so funny. He found videos about it, and he started talking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, you survived Action Park as, like, a kid? What a random lore drop. Hello. My childhood animes were Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and maybe Arc V, Dragon Ball Z, Kai, Pokemon, Digimon, Digimon Evolution, and later childhood Yokai Watch. Hey, fun. I was later 90s. I'm technically Gen Z, but I don't act like it, that's for sure. I once saw a BL anime without knowing it was a BL anime. Hello. Hello, Rod. Thank you. I can do this. And now I'm a twink. Digimon, oh, my childhood, the English theme song rocked. Have you seen the Defunct Land Action Park video? Yes. And it's so funny when he started talking about it, because it's like, I knew what he was talking about because we saw the same videos. He was like, yeah, me and my brothers went on that, like, slide thing, and then we got off and our knees were all scraped. I'm more millennial. I'm technically Gen Z, and my youngest cousin is technically Gen Alpha, but she definitely does not act like that. Because she's, like, older older than that. What does BL anime even mean? Oh, you sweet summer child. Gay anime for the ladies. Exactly, it means boys love. I saw the crown and I thought that was a princess outfit, but no, speaking of, what does the full outfit you're wearing currently look like? It is this! And here's the jacket. Ooh. Now I'm tiny. Woo! The crown is not a part of this, nor the glasses. I just like ripping assets from Twisted Wonderland and putting them on my head. And I drew the glasses, the tiny glasses. YMC, basically yaoi. Well, yaoi's technically shitposts. Gay shitposts. If I remember correctly. At least in Japan, it has more of an association with shitposting. YMCA by the Village People is one of my favorite songs and a perfect concluding song to any 70s party. Nice. Ortho. Not included in this outfit. I just think he's cute. And I will continue to cry over robots. I said this earlier at the start of this conversation about, like, if I had a nickel for every time I cried over a robot that was built to look like a dead kid, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I'm always enjoying sharing about music tastes. It is fun. I'm just not very knowledgeable about music. Or at least, like, specific bands or entities and stuff like that. Although I have been listening to music by Casey Edwards recently. He was the guy who did most of the Devil May Cry soundtrack for Devil May Cry 5. I love Devil May Cry. We don't talk about the Netflix one. We only talk about the 2007 anime. Actually, I learn about music history and evolution of music. Ooh! Fun. My niche is a little bit more about animation history, but, like, the overlap in music is fun sometimes when you notice it. The passion. Well, yeah, and other things that kind of happened over the weekend. I have added another one to the collection. Because yes. And I got her on sale for clearance. But, I think one of the legs is kind of wobbly, like, but I don't mind. I have a few Monster High dolls with, like, wobbly knees. This got me developing my music interest. Oh, nice. Ooh, yeah. I have quite a lot of Monster High dolls at this point. It feels like it's a problem, but not really, because I just like messing with it. Music complements every form of media from games, anime, art, movies, stories, etc. It really does. It ties everything together in a sense. The problem is I wanted to enjoy the Pokemon and Digimon thing. The original Pokemon opening is just so memorable. Is it not? But with the anime-obsessive fans I encountered, they completely ruined my interest. It can happen. That's why I feel like I usually just stick to myself a lot. I need a lot of those stupid potatoes just to get that rainbow fox. Potatoes? Why were you trying to use potatoes for the foxes? Fun fact, there was a Monster High before Monster High, though it wasn't targeted at girls, and it wasn't a toy line. It was a 90s cartoon starring Rick Moranis called Gravedale High. Interesting. Because, like, the concept that Monster High follows isn't really that, like, special. So it's interesting to see other iterations of that concept. Especially the Misa Pokemon Master is good, but thanks to anime obsessive fans, I can't enjoy that song anymore. Oh no. In Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I know, the foxes in Dreamlight Valley. Like, why didn't you use the fish? The gold fish that you get in the Frosted Heights, the sturgeon or whatever, like that one takes it quicker. This is why I only stick to music with groove and soul from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It do be like that. And you need the stupid rainbow potatoes. Oh, that one. That fox. Yeah, that one's different. I got that one. That one took a while. Sort of. Also, apparently there was a Bratz Monster School theme too. Bratzillas! I remember that! Those dolls were kind of cute, but I never got them because around the time those were coming out, same thing with like original Monster High, I was kind of already not that interested in it. But it's like, I still wanted the dolls, but I wasn't allowed to have them. I only have the red and gold one. Oh. The rainbow foxes take so long to get. If you hear any anime song multiple times in karaoke streams, you'll find it too boring and annoying and repetitive. What makes it worse is those anime obsessive fans. I guess. It takes a while for me to get annoyed at a song because I've been listening to a few songs over and over again on repeat, but like... I guess it's more like because I'm the one who's putting it on repeat every once in a while, it doesn't bother me as much, if that makes any sense. It's not like I listen to like a radio station where it's like you're like forced to listen to whatever songs are on there all the time, or like working retail. You hear any song multiple... did you ever watch Ever After High? No, but I knew it existed, and I also kind of wanted those too, but at the same time, I just wasn't as into it. Because again, that was around that time where it's like, I'm growing out of this, but at the same time, I still wanted to enjoy it, but it's like, I just never got that into it. But I want to get more into it, actually. I mean, it would be cool to see it come back, too. I don't know if they'll ever actually be able to bring back Ever After High. But it would be nice if they could, especially with the way that they make dolls now, where they all have like a unique kind of little build to them. That'd be cute. It would be nice to get that official crossover, but I don't think that'll ever happen. It is kind of sad that the original Monster High kind of ended with that cliffhanger teasing of like, we're gonna have a crossover. And the crossover never happened. Even though it was kind of set up, you know? Hate how adults got mad at Gen 1 Monster High. Yeah. And it isn't just Monster High that suffered too. It was also Barbie and Bratz at the same time. Like almost every doll. Like every fashion doll that was like fun, pretty much. All these grown Karens got angry at it because, like, these outfits are too inappropriate. These dolls look like skeletons. Blah, 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 blah. We can't give that to our children. I'll go rest now. I wish I could share more music taste, but my brain is tired, so I need rest. Bye, everyone. Bye, Adriana. Bye, Amy. Bye, Mercury. Get some rest. Ever After High was basically a fairy tale setting where the world is divided into good guys and bad guys out of tradition due to the fairy tales they come from, but not all bad guys are bad. Yeah, I know the general concept of Ever After High, but I never actually watched most of the animation stuff for it. But it's like, I kind of did want to get into it. I just never got the time to. Although I should. I think there's still stuff of Ever After High on Netflix or something. I don't know. Either that or online, I can still find it. Especially because, like, they had, Cupid was in both of them. Because both Ever After High and Monster High would sometimes fill out the roster with, like, Greek mythology and stuff. Instead of just solely, like, movie monsters or fairy tales. So she was, like, a good crossover character for that. Oh, they took it off Netflix. Well, at least there's YouTube. I'll probably be able to find the YouTube channel for it. And just watch all of that there. I know that I would watch a lot of the Monster High stuff on YouTube, actually. It's still on the YouTube channel for the official Monster High. It's still on there. I just avoid the new stuff because I don't vibe with the new lore. Cupid's the same person in both series. Yeah, because she was like the crossover for both of them. She was gonna be the bridge to connect it, and then that alien character that they introduced in that last movie was gonna kind of make it easier for that crossover to happen, I think. What sucks is some were specials that were for Netflix. That is so stupid. Like, if it was already made for Netflix, you don't really need to take it off. Don't they, like, I don't know how any of this stuff works. It's so annoying. I guess it has something to do with, like, Mattel or something. Or whatever contract was used. I don't know. But that's annoying. Very, very annoying. Oh, yeah. A little bit of an off-topic conversation thing. Sort of. I already... you've probably seen this image. But I just want to share it anyway. If it's on here. It's not on here. I didn't post it on here. Oopsies. But I'll find it anyway. They weren't just specials. I think Ever After High actually had a Netflix series. Oh. Yeah, because that one was newer from Monster High, so that makes sense. Because I do remember seeing stuff on Netflix for it. Ever After High. Yeah. Not just the specials. Oh. I'm learning. So here's a preview of something I'm working on. No context. All you get is this. They had the series, but it wasn't for Netflix. Oh, yeah. I know Monster High had its series on YouTube and, like, a website, I think. Because I know it was, like, it had a lot of episodes online before it had, like, a bunch of stuff on Nickelodeon. I'm back to 3D modeling. For the love of the game, apparently. Bald. Not even bald, it's just his face. Who needs context when you have ortho? Exactly. That one's gonna be a challenge because I have to rig that one. to rig that one from scratch because it doesn't have legs. Because for the other 3 models that I made for Ida and Ortho, I kind of just used like a preset that had a basic human rig shape, and I just had to adjust it for the models. But this one, I probably have to make that from scratch because it doesn't have legs. Phantom Ortho is just built like a ghost. He doesn't have legs. That one's gonna be annoying. I was also rewatching Winx Club. Oh, I remember Winx Club 2. Oh, I used to watch that one in the mornings as well. And I had like I don't know if it was me. I think it was a Game Boy game from one of my friends or something, of a Winx Club game, and I remember replaying that one a lot. The sass and mean stuff the characters did to each other. That's how you know you found a group of friends. After a while, after going through all the harsh stuff, you become besties. The only girly cartoon from the 2010s that wasn't based on a storyline, but deserved much way better was Mysticons. It's a magical girl series set on a distant planet with a future fantasy aesthetic. Ooh! Let me see what that looks like. The reboot is a crime! Yes! That Winx reboot is a crime. Which is sad because, like, I think there was a reboot of Winx Club on Nickelodeon that was, like, okay. It wasn't great, but it was just, like, eh. Because I know Winx Club was rebooted a few times. But, yeah, that Netflix reboot is a crime. It's a travesty. Like, what is this? What is that? Oh, I never saw this in my life. That must have been really short-lived, because I never heard of this one. Either that or they just did a terrible job advertising it. Not just the AI reboot, remember Fate the Winx Saga? That doesn't even feel like it counts as Winx Club. That was just so out of pocket. It's like, that's not Winx Club. What is this? It's like you're trying to be Riverdale Light or something. Like, what? I'd rather have Stella be rude than whatever the reboot is. Yeah, Stella's kind of like a spoiled rich girl or whatever. If she comes off as rude, it's because she's not used to, like, normal people. What have they done to Dark Bloom? Huh? Ugh. Like, Stella wasn't really meant to be mean. She's kind of just, like, rich or something. Like, she's like a princess. She's a little out of touch. The live action is also a crime. That live action did not feel like Winx Club at all, man. No wonder they just called it Fate. It's like, yeah, this is a bit too far from Winx Club, but we still want it to be Winx Club. Never really got properly into Winx Club in a way that made me interested, but I loved the Fairy School mobile game. I think I had a computer game for Winx Club. I remember playing this game on my computer for it. I know I had a Game Boy game too. Well, it wasn't my Game Boy game, it was somebody else's. But, like, I think I played a Winx computer game. Like, a PC game. Back in the day when you had to buy your PC games on a disc. Wait, let me see if I can find that. Winx. Hold on. Let me see if I can find what this was, because I think I had a Winx Club computer game. Yes! I think it was just Winx Club, but it was on the computer. It was on Windows. I remember this. Oh my gosh. Let me show you what this was. Cause I did not have this on I don't know. But like I remember this game. It's just Wings Club for Windows. If you want a good alternative depiction of famous fairies, I think we already mentioned this before, but Steampunk Tinkerbell. One other reason why I went back to rewatching Wings Club. What is the reason? This. Okay, I had this. In general, I don't think this is what it looked like, but there's contradicting stickers on this thing, but like I had this game on the computer. And I remember it quite vividly because of how it looked. I don't think I ever beat it though. Cause like, I wasn't very good at video games when I was younger. I would restart the same game over and over because sometimes I just wasn't able to save it in time. The reason I saw someone make, mind you, beautiful art of the gender bent tricks. Ooh. Nice. Mostly Icy, and I had a huge girl crush on Icy. My favorite character was Tekna for some reason. I don't know why. But I distinctly remember when she stopped being British and I was confused. I'm like, why is she not British anymore? She doesn't sound right anymore. What is this? But yeah, this was... I remember this game. Yeah. Besides the Game Boy game. I played this on my computer. I played this game on my computer. That was the 4Kid stuff. Ah. No wonder it confused me. Cause I did say I watched it on 4Kids. And her voice was the only one that confused me because I'm like, why is she not British anymore? What did we think about the Mermaid Wings era? I don't think I ended up watching that era. I only saw Winx on Nickelodeon. Yeah, by the time it was on Nickelodeon, I think I just wasn't watching it as much anymore. I forget when it actually went to Nickelodeon, but around that time was definitely when I was kind of like in that phase of like, I don't know, I just wasn't watching it anymore. Mainly because I think whenever it was on, I wasn't around. Like, it was on, I don't know. Or I was, like, after school stuff and I couldn't watch it. Watch it over. Yeah, I do remember when it switched from 4Kids to Nickelodeon, though. I was like, oh, Winx Club on Nickelodeon? That's interesting. I thought that was on 4Kids. 4Kids was weird, man. The weirdest anime dubs. What shook me was Ariana Grande voicing a character in the Nick dub. She was voicing a character on the Nick version. I did not know that. That's actually interesting. I never knew that. It's called computer game. I also remember Witch. I was reading that one actually, but I do remember seeing some of the show for Witch, if you're familiar with that one. That one's technically like Disney. think it was on Disney XD at some point. Well, not Disney XD, but Disney Channel for a little bit. And hold on, let me find the name. Yeah, I'm curious, who was Ariana Grande voicing? Ariana Grande should have had a life away from the spotlight. Yeah. Which... Yeah, I was mostly reading that one for a while. Apparently they rebooted that one too, sort of. Like, they're making a new comic graphic novel thing for it. I think. Yeah, I remember watching some of which, but I also remember mostly reading the books. That's where I was mostly watching that one. Which had a book. I only know it's a cartoon. Yeah, it had a graphic novel thing. I forget what its actual country of origin is. I think it's like French or something. I don't think it's French. I don't know. I'm probably just saying something, but I know it's not English. I think it's Italian. What was it? What was it? Because it's classified as a graphic novel, I think. Excuse me. It's classified as a graphic novel. Yeah. I can't find exactly which one that I had. She voiced Disapo. Wait, let me see what that is, Blinks. Oh! I did not know that. Then again, by the time it was on Nickelodeon, I just wasn't keeping up with Winx Club anymore. Which is Italian and Disney, yeah. That was also that mean, Ariana, what are you doing here? That is kind of funny. That was also kind of my reaction when I found out. Well, not really found out, but like when Phineas and Ferb was like still new, and they were talking about the voice actors, and they're like, Ashley Tisdale. I'm like, huh, interesting. And she still voices the character to this day, so I'm like, well, good for you. I don't know exactly what else Ashley Tisdale's been up to, but I think it's interesting that she's still voicing this character. After all these years. I think the guy who voices Phineas is still voicing Phineas too, which is kind of interesting. That he's able to keep his voice sounding like that. Because I think the kid who was voicing Phineas was on Everybody Hates Chris. I think. I could be misremembering. But I know, it's like, I saw this dude before on a different show, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting, and I can kind of hear it. I can kind of hear it. Everybody hates Chris. I remember that was my dad's favorite show, specifically because it's like, yeah, I didn't grow up in Brooklyn or whatever, but I grew up in Philly. And it was like that, pretty much. It was so funny. This is probably gonna sound weird if I say this, but like, he experienced both ends of going to a school of interesting origins. I'll just say that. He's like, I know exactly what that feels like. And also because he also had, like, a large family in a tiny house sort of situation. Except he just had 2 brothers, and they all had to share a room for a really long time, and it was a mess. But that show was funny, I love it. I didn't know Ortho wore lipstick. I think there's only one outfit where he's technically wearing lipstick, and I think that's the Fairy Gala outfit. I just do this because I think it looks cute matching with Ida. Except Ida's not wearing lipstick. He just looks like that. I still find it funny that Ida is just, like, he just looks like that. He's not wearing makeup, he just looks like he never sleeps. Where's my reference? I always preferred, and still do, older sitcoms like Hogan's Heroes. Andy Griffith probably knows best in MASH. I remember Andy Griffith's show. I am also a fan of those old mystery TV shows like Murder, She Wrote. Sometimes I just put that on. Just put on episodes of Murder, She Wrote while I try to go to bed at night. Ortho. I don't need sleep, I need to experience the joys of life. Ortho has an outfit for that. I think I've talked about Ortho's recent birthday card where it's like, it's pajama themed and all that. And I just think it's funny that the reason why he had built that outfit with Ida was mostly because his roommates were like, it's just creepy seeing him standing there glowing in the corner. It's like, why? It's unsettling. He's just standing there in the corner. He's just, his hair is glowing too. It's just kind of funny to think about. If you want another good show to put on in the background, I recommend Matlock and Kochak, the Night Stalker. He's just standing there, glowingly. Indeed, he's just standing there. Like, he has to charge. He can't really lie down in most of his outfits, but then he has to build another one. It's like, I can lie down now. And my hair is in a helmet, so you don't see it glowing anymore. It's so cute. But apparently he still has to go over to Ida's room in order to change outfits. Because that's where all of his outfits are. Mother, I have thrown up like a real human child. Imagine Ortho as a FNAF animatronic. Oh no. Ortho's too cute for that, okay? I will not be accepting this. Where's... I need a picture of Ida real quick, because I kind of want them to have the same eyes. Because they kind of have the same eye shape, but Ortho's is obviously more, like, rounder and larger. Like, I've stared at their faces before, and they do kind of have similar eyes. It's just Ida's the more, like, grown version of that eye shape, I guess. Watch Ortho blast FNAF. It's like I kind of want them to have the same eye shape. But this one isn't really Ortho. Although I probably should have used Ida's expression sheet for this. Whatever. I just want them to have the same expressions as Ortho. Where is my draft image? Kiddo walks in the middle of the night only to see Ortho. I mean, he had a special charging station in his room just for Ortho. Which was kind of interesting to see. He's got a special place to charge Ortho. They should have made Ortho's charging station a bed-shaped thing so he can lie down on the first floors. I don't think the dorm rooms are big enough for that. Even the dorm leader bedrooms, where they have like the largest bedrooms, I don't think it would be big enough for that. Also, Ida's room is like a mess. Ida's room is worse than my own room, that's for sure. The closest we get is that Ortho has like a cute little outfit that lets him lie down. Ortho, I know where you sleep at night. Fandom. Plus us. He's just a baby. Yeah, laptop's not liking me trying to draw while I'm doing this, so yeah. Well, we did a little doodling, a little sneak peek of what I'm doodling anyway. Tomorrow, what are we drawing? I don't know. We might yap again. Or I might actually just work on this expression sheet. Like, I don't really need to right now. I don't know. What should we work on tomorrow? Because I have the VTuber model. It mostly just needs the boots and to be broken down properly. I have this 3D ortho project going on. Well, it's not ortho, but whatever. Yeah. I love how we view Ortho as a baby child when he doesn't act like it half the time. Yeah, he really doesn't. He's definitely on the same level as the other first years of kind of just being mischievous. He's one of the characters where he's like, I know I am cute and I can use this to my advantage. It's like I do call him Ortho baby or whatever, but it's at the same time it's like I don't try to completely like mischaracterize his character too much because he's just like the other first years at this point. He's kind of got that that thing that Lilia does where he's kind of like, I'm cute and I know it. He's mastered the art of using his cuteness for his own advantages at this point. Cause like part of the opening of book 8, he's kind of talking about like how he's not allowed to participate in the official tournament stuff, and he's like, because there's no rules for humanoids, I can't participate. I am just a special boy. And then Ace is kind of just looking at him like, yeah, sure. It's totally not because you'd be just cheating. Despite the fact Ortho tries his best to not be seen as, like, cheating. It's like, I want to play on equal footing, so I purposely turn off all the things that would give me a disadvantage. Oh, look at the little baby Ortho. Yay! Now look at this big baby. Yeah, Ida would not appreciate being called that. She'd much rather prefer the term otaku. Because that is what he is. He's a self-proclaimed otaku. And he does not want you to forget that. But I think that's about it for today. I've yapped about whatever I was currently watching. We yapped a little bit about Astro Boy. And other random things. Memory lane. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, I don't know what to do for tomorrow. I think we'll just finish working on the new outfit. Because it just needs the shoes and a tail accessory and the belts to be colored in. And from that point on, I just have to break it down so that way it, like, functions. I feel Mama Shroud has baby photos of Ida and Ortho, so if she ever comes to Night Ribbon College, she shows everyone. Um, she has photos of all 3 of her sons, okay? She adores them all. I do think that was an interesting touch for the Ignahide song, the dorm song for Ignahide. Where, you know how, like, almost all those music videos had, like, a part where it shows, like, the number of Magistones for, like, how many characters are in there? Ignahide had 3. Even though there's only 2 members, and it's just like, ah, yes, there is a 3rd one. It's just, he's trapped in the equivalent of hell. We still acknowledge his existence. He may be gone, but he is not forgotten. And Mama Shroud does seem like the parent to do that. He's just like, look at my boys when they were babies. Aren't they adorable? They're the most specialist boys to ever exist. I'm so proud of them all. It is time to go. Silly image of the day that I made last minute. I want her as a mother-in-law. Have a good rest of your day. I'll still continue to cry over robots. I still have not emotionally recovered from the damage I took last night. This man did nothing wrong! I'm still sad. I'm still sad over this guy. He literally did nothing. In the sense of, there was no reason for anything that happened to him to happen to him. I'm sad. I didn't have enough time to talk about that earlier, but still. It's like, he literally just, he did nothing. He didn't participate in any of the terrible things that happened in this series. And yet... and yet I'm suffering. How could you?